Not the victim to her ever-changing fate. My lifeless body folded to her arms again. Like a dinner ways to make her pay. So tonight, he's dead to care.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bangin Beers Podcast Patreon episode number 9. Thank you for all for supporting us on the Patreon, watching this episode early. We are cracking open the P. Diddy bottle right now that we talked about in our previous episode. If you were like, what do you mean previous episode? I listened to the last one. Well, Patreon's a little behind. If you subscribe to Patreon, you get it right away. If you don't, you have to wait a little bit.
Look at this goddamn thing.
Oh my God, there's so much beer to drink in there. This is the we'll get to what it is in a moment. Is this a stout?
It's a winter warmer.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Lager.
This might be tough for me here. We have a few beers to get. We have a lot to go on the Patreon. There's a lot to do here. We're trying to get caught up in beers. I think pretty much right now we're pretty much in a nice spot. So when we come back, we're maybe 2 episodes only deep with beers. You brought some cool ones. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do them this week, so we're going to be taking 2 weeks off. If you're watching this later, obviously, if you're watching this recently, you're going to notice that. But we're going on vacation, and then when we come back, we'll be back to full swing. So Bob, tell us about what we got going on here.
You want me to read it off the?
Sure.
Okay, so this is something that they do every year at Anchor Brewing in San Francisco. It's always a winter warmer. But the label, I don't know the story behind it, but the label always has trees. Every year it is a different kind of tree on the label. So this is the 2020 release of Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, our special ale. It is a winter warmer that comes in at 7% ABV. 'Tis the season of our 46th annual Christmas ale release. Our secret recipe is at work again with this year's ale being the darkest and highest ABV we've ever released. With rich chocolatey flavors and a smooth, easy drinking profile, this will be a special ale to remember. The sequoia trees on the label are Yosemite's famous 3 graces, chosen to represent togetherness in a year when we had to spend so much time apart. Our Christmas ale will also be supporting Meals on Wheels this holiday season and their efforts to put warm meals on the table for everyone in our community. The flavor profile is dark, malty, spiced, caramelly, and hoppy. It has been logged in 15,000 times and averages a 3.74. I have 28 friend check-ins, and it averages a 3.75 with them.
I think this is a great winter warmer.
It is. It's good.
It's definitely
Obviously it's out of season right now, but
yeah,
it's fantastic. I like it. It's very light for how dark it is.
this is definitely gonna be something I'm gonna sip on throughout the episode. This is something I don't want to hammer right away. Obviously, it came in a big bottle. It's aged a little bit here, but
They're meant to, but
Yeah.
these are sippers. That spice is really nice.
This would be a great Christmas Eve beer.
Yeah.
It would be.
Like I would love to have crack it out with the family.
This
Well,
is-
obviously, look at this fucking thing.
yeah, this is probably the best thing that came out of
I
2020.
wonder how much is actually in that bottle.
I was just gonna look. It's got to be
It's
like
like half full still.
1,500 milliliters.
I'd guess probably like half gallon, maybe a little north of a half gallon.
It is 50.7 full ounces.
Pop's seen that and fucking ran. He's like, I'm out of here.
50 points. So it's 1 quart, 1 pint, 2.7 full ounces.
So I'm not going to give my score on this yet. I'm going to sip on this throughout the episode, and then we'll come back to this.
Why don't we all just do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that works for me.
but initially, I thought I got a little bit of a roastiness to it, but but that spice and that.
It's
But I'm gonna get the
it's
heavy
roasty
maltiness. It's
like it's roasty on the nose too.
Yeah.
Because like when you smell, it smells more roasty. But yeah, the spice comes through more than the roastiness.
Yeah, that's good. All right, let's get our next one cracked here. We'll go. Actually, let's go top one here. This is from our boys over at the North. This one's called Rick's an Okay Guy. Rick's an Okay Guy. All right, let me pull this one up real quick. We're not very prepared. We I don't know if you watched our last Bangin Beers. We did a lot on that one. Okay, on that one as well. Rick's an Okay Guy is a 4.3 ABV. Pops checked it in at 3.25. This is an okay beer for an okay guy, brewed with Barb Rogue, Mosaic hops, and a nice light crushable bear with notes of citrus and strawberry.
Barb Rouge. What is that?
I'm not sure, but 51 check-ins, so under 100. So I know you keep track of beers under 100.
Yep.
This is one of those. It averages a 3.54. 3 friends checked it in, gave it a 3.75. My dad, being one of them, gave it a 3.25. Colin Budwash and Tyler Budwash. Tyler did not give it a score. Colin gave it a 4, and then JR gave it a 4. So they enjoy it. We'll crack this open. Good old Rick. He's not amazing. He's just an okay guy.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's all right. Morty.
Oh, it's already a nice color, like a nice.
Speaking of Morty,
light.
are you in our wrestling chat?
No, yeah, I'm not in it anymore for some reason.
I forgot to put you back in there.
I want to share that Macho Man cream of the crop with Gandalf, Macho Mandolf thing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not Jordan Attack Podcast anymore.
I think I just put it to people. I always get self-conscious thinking that I'm gonna bother people with chats.
I don't follow wrestling as much as you guys or I used to.
Bill, do
but
you want to be in the wrestling
every
chat?
now and then I find a gem I like to share with you guys.
So we're doing a
Yeah, I shared the one in the members
Yeah.
chat.
the Hacksaw Jim
Yeah,
Duggan
with the
is more-
hacksaw.
he's richer than the $1 Million Man now.
I can't talk about the show and I can't say what it's about, but this is the logo for it.
Nice. That's awesome.
You've met Brian, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It's very Rick and Morty inspired, but that's going to be our show coming up. It's going to be independent wrestling themed show. But yeah, it looks cool. You just reminded me when you said, Rick. Uh-oh. You made a face.
Oh, yep. I'm not sure on the face.
I don't.
That's different.
I don't know what I'm drinking.
Well, it says that and it's fruity. I don't know if I'd go with strawberry, which is what they use in the description. It's definitely not citrus, and I wouldn't go into the tropical area like mango, papaya, guava. But
It's like
why am I getting like I want to say like a sarsaparilla?
it's like vinegar.
Almost.
It's like vinegary.
Is it too old? When was this canned?
I don't think it was that long ago. If I
doesn't
remember them posting that it came out.
yeah,
I
if
don't
less
think
than
it-
100 people have logged it, it can't
Yeah.
be that old. Yeah.
It doesn't say. It's very like medicinal or something.
Yeah, it has
I
like it's very earthy. I want to say like earthy, like
It's like astringent.
yeah.
Maybe it's to Barber Rouge.
Yeah, I want to say like a sarsaparilla, but I don't even know what sarsaparilla is. But that's what my tongue.
Yeah, it's like a root beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I like a lot of what they do, and I don't like stouts. I'm not sure if I'm into this one.
I don't care for this.
I love the brewery, but this one's not. I don't think this one's for me.
It's not bad, but again, I'm not sure like if that makes sense. Like
Like I don't get.
I don't
any
know
hop
how-
character at all.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck
Smells.
on it.
I can't even tell what the fuck it smells like.
Which may be why
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there.
there was.
You know, I want to say it smells like a strawberry Pop Tart.
So my dad said at first it almost tastes smoky. I can go with that, but I think it's the lemon, strawberry on the nose, smooth and crushable. He gave it a 3.25.
I mean, that might be why Tyler didn't score it.
I don't think he scores it because being a brewery now, he doesn't want to give people
Oh,
scores.
yeah.
I think he's trying to be respectful like that, which is advice that was given to us as a podcast. But saying like, hey, sometimes giving scores can go against you because if you don't like something, sometimes a brewery will be like, you didn't like our beer, like that one beer you didn't like, you gave us a bad score, go fuck
But
yourself.
I think we generally do a good job of letting them.
I'm gonna
We-
log it, but
we
I don't think I'm gonna
understand.
score it.
I don't think I'm gonna score it either. I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
know
honest.
what's going on here, and I don't understand it. But I don't know. It's not for me. I'm not gonna give it a bad rating because I don't know exactly
No,
what they're
yeah.
going for. But
I think this is where I think we stand out with being honest. Like, I think some of the critiques we have gotten in the past is like, oh, you're a fan of that brewery. Everything that you do, they like. Like, people want you to be negative. I'm not going to be negative against this beer.
I think it's okay. I just it's like Andy said. I don't know what I'm tasting.
yeah, it's like I'm getting like a vinegar. Like
I don't get any
taste to
vinegar
it.
vibe off it, but to me that's definitely fruity. But
yeah, but I don't know what fruit. it
exactly
is.
that's I would never call that strawberry.
No.
Me.
yeah, I don't get much strawberry either.
Like if I took a sip out of like my bottle of Fabuloso under the sink, I think it must what it tastes like.
I will say this. For me, it does have a little bit of like a cleaner, soapy taste.
Yeah, it's got like I don't know if it's an astringency but it's
I'm not sure. It's not
not for me. I'm not gonna rate it. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say it's bad. I personally do not like it, but
I don't
your
know.
dad gave it a 3.25. So
I don't know, Rick. I'm not into your beer.
sorry, Rick. It does not taste like an IPA at all.
Yeah, the rest.
Ooh, it burps
it's a
like
pale ale, I
strawberry
think.
though.
Well, it
Is it?
says IPA on the description, I think.
No.
I mean, also we're
Yeah,
so many beers deep.
session IPA. It says on the description.
We're so many beers deep, so maybe our palates are crushed. Who knows? I'm gonna be honest. That one's not for me. I love the North. I love you guys as the death, but that one just wasn't for us.
Rick's probably still an okay guy.
He's still an okay guy. They even said it's an okay beer. You know, it tastes. You know what? It tastes like an old man. I feel like if I were to go down on Rick, that's exactly. it's like a mothball feeling thing going on. You know, just trying to add humor to this, but yeah, it's not for me. But I think I don't know. Maybe it's a good test to us. Maybe everyone says we kind of fluff everybody that we like, but I'm being honest. It's not that one.
Yeah,
Wasn't.
no, I not my thing. I
All
couldn't get through the whole pint of this.
Yeah, that would be a tough one for me. So the next one we have is Brambleberry Pie La La Mode.
A la mode.
A la
A la
mode.
mode.
Ice cream in it.
From Peculiar, from Windsor, Colorado. I don't even know.
Assuming I'm thinking this is a Gen beer.
I don't
from
even-
her.
You know what? I think it is. I think this is.
Brambleberry pie a la mode.
I think this is a Gen beer. Good
A
call.
sour wheat ale with vanilla, lactose, graham cracker, fruit, and spices.
What's it called again?
Brambleberry pie a la mode.
Bramble.
So I mean, it's supposed to be like a raspberry pie with ice cream.
All right. So this one, you got it ready to go? You want to read it?
Sure.
You're kind of leaning into me. I was like, all right, he's ready.
Brambleberry pie a la mode from Peculiar Ales of Windsor, Colorado. This is listed as a sour fruited Berliner Weiss. It comes in at 6%. It's been checked in 120 times and averages a 4.1. I have one friend check in with a 4.5.
That just smells sour.
Brambleberry is a continuation of our a la mode series. Raspberries, blackberries, mulberries, lactose, vanilla, and graham cracker, all of the ingredients needed for a pie flavored beer. Bright berry flavors and acidity start off this experiential mouthful, quickly followed by smooth graham cracker and finishing with the tantalizing taste of melted ice cream from our copious amounts of vanilla. Lightly tart and 6%. It's a great way to wind down the way. Flavor profile listed is berries, jam-like, sweet, lactose, and sour.
Smells sour? Doesn't taste sour.
It tastes also thin to me.
Yeah, it's very thin.
It's thin.
It's thin, not a thick boy.
No,
The
it's
thin
not
boy.
a thick boy. It's a thin girl.
The thin girl.
Yeah.
Just thin boys too.
Yeah.
And he's a thin boy.
He is a thin boy.
Yeah, I disguise it well.
Not me. It does. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. It kind
I
of.
got
like-
the
it's like a-
vanilla. I get
yeah.
all the berry flavor. It's not very tart at all.
No, it's
Very,
just like,
very thin.
It drinks like a smoothie, but not as thick.
Yeah, it's a very light. It's not terrible. I mean, I guess that would make it sense with the Berliner Weiss,
yeah.
calling it a Berliner Weiss. It's a murky Berliner Weiss.
I don't want to give. I think what we're going with a thin. I think if someone were to drink it, like this tastes like it's watered down.
This
Yeah.
almost tastes like a seltzer.
Yeah, it's almost as light as it
Yeah.
should.
I don't think it tastes watered down as opposed to the mouthfeel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
watered
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. So like if you initially drink this, I think the first thing that
Like-
pops in my head, it feels like it's watered down, but that's not what
Yeah,
I want
like
to say.
looking at it looks like this should be like thick, but it's not.
And also hearing all of the things in it, you would think it would be a thicker. Because when we were reading off, I'm like, oh, we should have probably rolled this,
Yeah.
but that was not the case.
No, it's not bad. It's
No,
it's
it's not.
nice.
I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go with it as well.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go a little higher. I'll give this a 3.5.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give it a 3.25.
Actually, I'll flex and do a 3-2.
All right. Leave me at 3, you fuckers. All right. I see how it is.
Like
Um,
it's a nice dessert. Like if this would be a great dessert beer if you're feeling like super full after dinner.
Yeah.
Like if you want to just have something else, but like that stout's not looking too good after that big steak you just had or something. But like I think it's nice and light. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Going pee?
Nope.
I'll water it up. Oh man. Trying to think of conversation to go in between here. We talk so much. Oh, you didn't really go into what you did over the weekend or what you tried out.
I've just been working through Expedition Pack 4. Also, well, the things I ordered off Broken Goblet. Like I said, I ordered.
Is that the 4 you brought?
Yeah,
So, oh shit. So they're like really.
they're like fresh.
Broken
The-
Goblet was the one that we did the ghost beer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nitro Ghoul. And then so I brought for a future episode a watermelon cream ale, also Nitro. So, and then a black rye ale, also Nitro, and then a pale ale and a Mos Eisley IPA.
I'm thinking when we come back from vacation, this Sunday we come back, my brother will be here, so we'll have a full 6-person table, and we can do those 4 and probably a few others.
I have a watermelon lager from Japan I've been sitting on to
Ooh.
bring to the
Yeah.
show. That is the watermelon duel or something there.
Yeah, a watermelon showdown.
The watermelon.
Yeah.
The watermelon. Bob, and you talked a little bit at the end there of the
It's,
episode.
I can't remember where I left off in the story. I think we were the big truck place in Maryland.
Yeah.
We left there. We crossed back over into Pennsylvania. We stopped here at Aldous. I think I had 4 there, and I bought 3 bottles to bring home, and 1 or 2 of them might be saved for the show.
Cool.
And then we went to a place maybe a mile away. We were going to eat there to end the night, and we ended up getting there like 10 minutes after the kitchen closed. So we had 1 and called it a day.
Yeah.
I know with the Aldous, we sell a lot of their pretzel wheat.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Really?
because we have that and a couple of their others we've had. I think we had a hazelnut porter or something off of them, and I don't remember what else we had in. But it all sells well.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had anything from Aldous. Nick Aldis is a wrestler, so you got a wrestling reference out of the way there right away.
I had beer tarts. Boys have a pina, girls have a colada.
That's awesome. It's
Well,
not a tumor.
It's not a doomer.
Orange crushsicle.
I want to make a beer
And,
called "My Daddy's a Gynecologist and he stares at vaginas all day long."
And driving me nuts, which is the hazelnut porter.
Boy-
My favorite gynecologist one is the T-shirt that says "I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll have a look."
I'll take a look at it. Yeah. Kindergarten Cop was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
It's not a tumor.
Is that a rat? It's not a rat. It's a ferret.
It's a ferret.
Yeah. Fucking.
We're going to do police school.
Why don't you go on lunch? We should get drunk. So one of the things we kind of pitched, we were talking about before, is like for Patreon, where we talk, like we watch a movie, we come into the episode already watch something, kind of like Not Cool in High School, and then we're already drunk from the Bangin Beers
I'm in.
episode, and then we
And we-
talk and review a movie.
That'd be awesome.
Like if it held up, like if it's one we saw when we were like young
Dude,
or
I
younger,
watched.
and like we rewatch it and then talk about it.
So yesterday I watched Mortal Kombat 1995 and Beverly Hills Ninja.
Nice.
And which
It-
one held up?
Mortal Kombat-
I
I think Mortal Kombat 1995 is still fun.
Yeah.
I still remember laughing in Beverly Hills Ninja when they're in the hibachi.
Oh yeah,
He's-
dude.
he just has that
If
fucking fish and he's
Beverly
swinging it
Hills
around.
Ninja would
like-
never get me to death.
No,
Really?
Let's put it that way.
absolutely.
But why not?
Oh, the Asian like stereotype
Really?
great white ninja
But
thing
just
would
like-
never fly in the
No,
woke
but
society.
just like
Is that when he falls on the hill?
he falls.
He falls on a lot of
falls
things.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
his
down
MO,
the hill
is
was
falling down.
Black Sheep.
Black
Yeah, but yeah, Beverly Hills Ninja when he's on the palm tree
Yeah.
and launches into the building.
Yeah,
and
I mean
he's in-
it's still funny. It's funny
It
because
is.
the reason I watched Mortal Kombat and Robin Shu, the dude who plays Liu Kang, is in Mortal Kombat and he's also in Beverly Hills Ninja. And I'm like, you know what? It came up on Netflix. Let's do it.
So when we were doing frog sport for Can't Believe Frog, one of the things they were trying to do at the very end was have him come in and cut like a "You are the top frog," like Xiao Xiao Kang, but it just didn't work out. And plus, the new movie was coming out, so he was like, "Nah, I'm good." Yeah. Did you watch the new Mortal Kombat?
I loved it.
I thought it was awesome.
I thought
It was
a
awesome.
lot of fun. Like anyone who's butthurt about it, like, have you ever played a Mortal Kombat game? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously,
There's
that's all I wanted. I wanted blood, fatalities, and ridiculousness.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not looking at like some kind of art piece from for the
No.
fucking Oscars.
and they set up for like 4 more movies.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah,
set up to a
because I know
tournament.
people are rallying heavily for the Miz to be Johnny Cage,
I like it.
which would be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Because people were saying for Ryan Reynolds to be in, which
Yeah.
he will be good, but
He would just be
like
Deadpool.
he has enough going on.
Yeah.
That like
I think the Miz as Johnny Cage would be
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
and he could finally say he's an A-list celebrity.
Yeah. But no, I like it. Everything about it was great. Like it's the game. I mean, what are you looking for?
Yeah. Did you watch King Kong vs. Godzilla?
yes, I did.
Although my favorite thing about it is that Kano is just fucking Ozzy Man. Like,
Yeah,
have you ever
Kano-
watched the Ozzy Man reviews?
Yeah,
He's fucking Ozzy Man.
Kano's fucking back is killing him because he carried that movie.
Yeah.
He
He
was
did
so
carry-
good.
I enjoyed Godzilla versus Kong, and I enjoyed even more when they interviewed the director about a director's cut. He said, absolutely not. He said, it's a movie about a giant monster versus a giant monster.
Yeah, it's like anyone.
How much more do you want?
I
He
don't know
said,
about the story.
he
It's
said-
like no one gives a fuck about the humans.
Well,
I
no.
want to see
well, it was, he even said-
Godzilla and King
even-
Kong punching
even-
each other in the face.
He even said, he's like, if I add another hour, it's of people talking about 2 giant monsters
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no point. Like,
I think the thing that turned me off from the movie was the human stuff.
yeah, like if
You
they just
could've-
had a like
could've
a
cut
2-hour
more.
long movie of just them just
Yeah, like I'm
just
like I don't give a
duking
fuck
it out.
about 11 fucking going through some
we
weird
we
thing.
don't need script, just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
Yeah. So have you seen it yet?
No.
Spoiler alert.
I
if you
did
haven't
enjoy
watched
the
it.
axe.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you haven't watched yet, spoiler alert. Just fucking turn it off now. The fact that like Mech Godzilla makes an appearance, right? And you're like, fucking Mech Godzilla, this is awesome. And he's kicking the shit out of both of them. And then the humans are like, how can we stop it? And they're like, we can't hack in to fucking stop it. So she just fucking gets like a flask of whiskey and pours it over the keyboard. And that shuts down
Yeah,
Mech
yeah.
Godzilla. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? If I poured a drink on this fucking laptop right now, it wouldn't even end this stream.
But I just like the axe too
yeah,
that
Yeah.
King Kong has.
King Kong
That's
Godzilla
made out of
looked
the,
so
like,
good.
fucking energy.
Well, the head of the axe is made out of a Godzilla scale,
yeah,
Yeah,
which was awesome.
yeah.
Like it's just like you use him to beat himself, basically.
The
like-
the special
That sounded
effects.
wrong.
Yeah, the special effects look so good.
like I mean,
Yeah.
if you're looking for like I said, like some kind of art piece of cinema, like you're not getting it out of either Mortal Kombat or Kong vs Godzilla. I
Oh,
mean, come on, we're looking at a giant monkey fight a giant lizard. I mean, that's what
The-
fights a
the-
giant robot.
The other thing, did you catch? Because I didn't catch it until I read about it. There's a Jason X.
No, where is it?
There's a Jason X Easter egg. It's when they go into Hollow Earth and he grabs that creature and smashes it off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's a callback to in Jason X when he takes the person in this
The liquid nitrogen.
sleeping bag and smacks them off the ground back and forth.
Well,
It's
that wasn't Jason X when he slapped
Yeah.
him.
Well, no. So
Yeah,
in Friday
yeah,
the
in
13th
the-
7, he does the sleeping bag thing, but he
But
also,
he also
does
it in Jason X.
but like
Yeah,
in the
that's-
simulation.
Yeah, when they have them in the simulation.
It's like the two like
So-
naked like sorority girl counselors. He just ties them both in the sleeping bag and beats them off the ground.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
So
like
that's
they're equivalent of the next generation's holodeck.
yeah.
yes, yep.
All right,
Dude,
so
Jason X is underrated. Like, if you take it as a strict, like serious movie, you're wrong. You're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah.
But if you look at it as a satire on the entire Friday the 13th franchise,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it is a good movie.
everybody went to space at one point.
Yeah.
Leprechaun.
yeah,
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun
Freddy
in
didn't.
space.
Freddy didn't go to space. They're actually doing a movie where it's Dracula in space, like vampires in space.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
But my question is, what about a werewolf in space movie?
And the moon's always there.
Yeah,
Oh, the moon's always full.
it's always full.
Yeah.
So in theory, they would always be in werewolf form.
Yeah.
Or if they lived on the moon, would they ever turn into a werewolf at all?
Turn
They've
in your
never seen a
screenplay.
full moon.
Yeah, turn in your screenplay.
Is it
All
visual?
right, I'll
is it
work.
What do you
visually?
do on a planet with more than one moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Double werewolf.
Or if it's 2 moons, the second moon cancels out the first moon, and then the third
you-
moon will
We're
We'll
getting deep on the
reactivate 'em.
werewolf.
if you're a werewolf and you stand on the moon and
Yeah.
it's always full, is it you have to visually see
You have
it,
to
or is it just the
Or is
energy
it just
of the full
energy
moon?
of the moon?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a fucking good question to ask,
Mhm.
especially when you're drunk.
Yeah.
You just blew my fucking mind.
Let's ask all the experts in the crowd.
Yeah, if you're watching this in the chat, what do you think? How does it work for a fucking?
What would you do if you're a werewolf on the moon?
Are you a lichenologist?
I like and all.
This isn't rocket science. Just say yes and we'll move on.
There's NASA faking all that too.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, the whole time werewolves.
That's because they want to protect us from the werewolves.
Yeah,
people are werewolves.
the
and they're
moon
like,
wolves.
they're like, by the way,
I did want to
moon's
write
fake.
I did want to write a movie about someone that's an astronaut that's also a werewolf.
You launch and you get to space, and you're just
Or like when you're
like-
orbiting the Earth and you're
Yeah.
away from the moon, it's like, ah!
so it's like an alien style movie, but with a werewolf on a space
yeah,
station.
it's like you're like Jim, you're acting real weird, and Jim gets in space like, oh no. Ah!
so
You're like,
so
why
would
the
it be
fuck would you
like
sign up for this?
so like on the second rotation, you're like, okay, we gotta get him into this room and lock him in there.
Yeah.
like
We
Jim,
cannot.
Jim, why the fuck would you spend so much time becoming an astronaut, knowing that this would happen?
Yeah.
Well, I was on my way to the space station, and then a wolf bit me. But I
Like,
thought
God damn it.
so. Then I thought I'll be all right.
It'll be
Let's
good.
just go to the
So I
space.
stabbed him with this silver tool.
Have they ever tried to shoot a gun in space?
Can't shoot a gun in space.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to.
Have they ever tried though?
Well, I mean, a dude.
Maybe
pulled a
they'll
gun in
try
space.
to-
Remember Armageddon?
yeah.
No, I'm saying like a real, like if you shot it.
Oh,
in-
actually-
Are you
shot it?
telling me that Armageddon is not real?
Well, I
I'm
would say
outta
there's
here.
no air pressure or anything for the. There's no oxygen for the combustion.
so
I
you,
guess
So
technically,
you would have to build a moon bullet.
but not that I'm an expert, but I would guess technically it would depend on how tight your shell is,
Yeah.
because that would be the only air it would have to rely on is whatever's in
like you shoot the gun in the
shell.
bullet, just like
Well, I would think if you would shoot it, wouldn't
No.
it even ignite? Because there's no oxygen for the combustion portion.
yeah.
What
Then,
what if you fired it out of the space station that would have oxygen?
So
in
when
it?
you type shooting a gun into Google, the second thing comes up is shooting a gun in space.
What's it say?
And then shooting a gun while pregnant is number 3.
So number 2 is space.
Everything-
Number 3
Everything is
pregnant.
doing while
pregnant.
pregnant.
werewolves in space?
Yeah, it's a fucking Rob Zombie movie now.
Yeah, this movie's getting out of control.
So what would happen if you shoot a gun in space? Fires can't burn in the oxygen-free vacuum of space, but guns can shoot. Modern ammunition contains its own oxidizer, a chemical that will trigger the explosion of gunpowder and thus a firing of a bullet. Wherever you are in the universe, no atmospheric oxygen required. The
So
only
it would
difference
still
between pulling the
travel and
trigger in
hurt
Earth
someone?
and space is the shape of the resulting smoke trail. So basically, it would still just shoot normally, and it would just go on forever.
Well, it's still like
Oh, as long as you had modern ammunition, a
Yeah.
black powder gun. would
Yeah, no.
work.
yeah. So I mean, but a bullet would still come out at the same velocity and speed and be able to hurt someone.
That's theoretically, yeah,
So we can still kill werewolves in space.
as long as you got a silver bullet, I guess.
All right, good to know.
Coors Light saves the
Yeah,
day.
one shot, the bullet will keep going quite literally forever.
So it would go through somebody and just keep traveling.
Well, no,
that-
I mean if it's
like-
gets stuck in somebody, it's gonna stay.
But
like-
there's no gravity.
yeah, so because there's no
nothing-
pull in space, like if you throw something, there it's gone.
Yeah.
Like the whole premise of what the hell was that movie with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney?
What a woman wants.
It's the no, it's the space one. I can't remember the name of it. Gravity, I think it's called. That basically like he just flies off into space because like he gets propulsed out of the space station and
She's
he's
like,
gone
"Bye."
forever. It's like later, nerd.
All right, so we're at Sleeping Giant. I think he went for another pee.
Yeah.
He's like an 8-year-old.
So, well, it's funny, so fun Star Wars fact. I don't know if this is technically canon now, but so during the Mandalorian Jedi Wars, so the Jedi always block blaster bolts.
Mm-hmm.
So what the Mandalorians' solution was basically conventional firearms. It's like they call them slug throwers. So basically they're shooting shotguns at Jedi's like, dodge this, motherfucker.
Can't block a laser
Yeah,
beam.
so it's like you can block a laser beam, but here's 30 pellets at you.
So he was just fucking people
that's
up.
how they would kill Jedi.
Oh, that's smart. Luke's like, yeah, bring that shit. You're like, poof, like, fuck.
Yeah, so
There you go. So that answered our question. You can shoot a gun in space.
well, I mean, not necessarily space. They're on a planet. When
Oh,
they're
yeah,
fighting
so-
usually.
yeah. So modern Earth weapons would kill a Jedi.
Yeah, they can't like block the. It's not a blaster bolt that they can predict.
So a Marine would kill a group of Marines would kill a group of Jedi.
Probably.
Wow, good to know.
And they can't block bullets, but they can.
So once again, the Marines would beat the Space Force.
Possibly.
Yeah, we learned something new. I didn't know the Mandalorians use shotguns against Jedi.
Yep.
All right, so we're at Sleeping Giant.
So here's what's kind of cool about this lineup. So this Sleeping Giant is a collaboration with Brewdog, who did an episode with Anchor Brewing where they created, I want to say it was a wild fermented beer
Oh, really?
with Anchor Brewing. Yes.
So this is actually also a collaboration with the supermarket Giant.
Yes.
Which I brought this. It was I sacrificed one can from a Valentine's present.
I appreciate that,
You're
and
welcome.
I appreciate your
I'll bow.
fiance wife,
Girlfriend
girlfriend.
on the 25th will be 10 years.
Mhm.
There's still no fiance title.
Correct.
Holy fuck! How do you feel about that?
Pretty good.
He's like, she's not gonna watch this.
Correct.
What makes you not? Are you just not in the idea of marriage?
Not necessarily. I mean, situationally, yes. Like, depending on like work situation and stuff with health insurance and stuff. I mean, with being together for going on 10 years, I mean, obviously,
Yeah. Well,
neither of us are necessarily going anywhere,
Yeah.
but neither of us necessarily see the necessity to get married.
I was in the same boat with Heidi because me and Heidi were together almost 9 years before we got married. And the reason we got married is because we talked to another couple who were together for a while, and they're like, "Yeah, like we got into a really bad car accident, and she had to be put on life support, and she really had no family, and they lived out of state, and I couldn't make the call to save her life, and I was like, well, fuck that, like she survived, and I'm like, we're just gonna get married for the legal aspects of like having like we can make a call for each other,
Yeah.
and we're like, that's a good call. So like
But-
we didn't really I subscribe to the idea of marriage because like once again we're together, and that's the only reason we did it for the most part.
That's like the same thing, kind of.
And we always said too, like, because we're like, oh, well, fucking marriage is a joke because like not everyone can get married, and we're very, very both pro LGBTQ, and we're like, oh, if everyone can't get married, then we're not going to get married, and then it got legalized, and we're like, oh, now we'll do it. Like we'll see. I mean, like, so that was a thing for us as well. But no, I definitely feel you on that. I think that title is bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
If you're
it's
just happy with each other, be happy with each other.
I mean, it's not saying that it won't happen, but
Dude, my wedding was fucking so redneck white trash. It was fucking awesome. We literally rented the Elks down the street. We had an open bar. We paid for like 3 or 4 kegs. We hired a DJ, and we're like, you do, I do. And we didn't even have food. We're just like, here's finger foods over here. Whatever you want to do, go have. Like, don't come hungry. Just come to party.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
then-
what I'm thinking. If we do it, like
Our wedding was
We're-
like fucking
we're looking at,
$2,000.
I'm trying to
our
find a
budget.
I'm trying to find a house out of town, and then once that happens, maybe we will, and I'll just get a couple kegs of whatever,
Yeah. It's a fucking way to go.
like some cheaper kegs, and then like
One
craft
fancy.
kegs too for like
Mhm. The special people.
for the special people.
Dude, just fucking tell everyone to come. Like, everyone bring a
Show
6-pack.
I'll invite Bobby.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, bring some kegs off the Black Rock and
bring a
let's just
canary
hang
with
out.
you.
Yeah,
If everyone brings
no,
like
it's just-
a mix of 6-pack, we're
Yeah.
all just like we all just split.
yeah.
You can get drunk off splitting beers. We've proven it. 100
Yes.
episodes in.
Oh,
yeah. Sleeping Giant Brewdog USA IPA Imperial Double New England 9.5. Shocking. Does
Holy
not
shit.
drink
It is.
like a
Yeah.
9.5.
Yeah, wow.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed this. I don't know. I don't remember if I checked it in,
Yeah. I'm gonna
but
be honest.
I liked it.
We'll get to it. Brewdog and the Giant Company have joined forces to bring. I feel like Brewdog and Giant Company have joined forces to bring you a hazy double IPA, a seismic proportions, loaded with an intense aromas with white peach. I actually taste the peach in this, apricot, and hints of lime peel. This New England style finishes low bitterness and a smooth ride. 653 people have checked it in and gave it a 3.99, and 2 friends have checked it in and gave it a 4.25.
I was not one of those friends.
I just checked mine in at the table, so I'm probably one of them.
Are you on 4.25?
No, I gave it a 3.5. Oh,
I'm,
I'm sorry. No, yeah, I did. Yeah, 3.5.
I'm actually going to go 4 on this. I really enjoy this. I almost checked my dad into this one. Fuck him. He left. Screw yourself.
Fucking quitter.
Fucking quitter. I really, really like this. I think this is a very tasty beer and did not think it was that strong.
Yeah, I would never guess.
Definitely
it was
doesn't.
9%,
Yeah, no, 9.5. Holy shit. It's not bad. I give it a 3.5 as well. I don't think it's that great either, but definitely very limey.
I get a lot of peach.
I get a lot.
I got the peach too.
Yeah, I get some peach, but I get a lot of lime taste on it too.
And seeing how I did not check it in prior, I'm gonna give it a 4. Yeah. Also, like I get a lot of peach and nectarine.
Yeah.
There is there too, that little bit.
These next two, I'm going to be honest, I'm not looking super forward to because they don't look like things that are up my alley, but we'll see how it works out for us.
I don't know if I want to roll that because it says that it has lime puree in it.
We'll roll it.
Karakara Daiquiri sour wheat ale.
Yeah, daiquiri style beer. Not sure how I feel about it. What was that documentary you said you watched with Brewdog where you could on Amazon Prime?
Well, so Brewdog has a show called Brewdogs that
on
they-
Amazon?
I don't know if it's on Amazon right now, but it used to be on Esquire Network. But basically what they would do is they would go to all these different towns in the US. They did a few international ones too. Like they did one in Germany. But they would go to all these different towns and then they would create a beer they partner with one of the local breweries and make a beer based on that area. So like they did one in like Northern California that they use like wine must and like lactose from all the cow farming. And they did one in Seattle. Their goal was to make the most caffeinated beer they could ever make with Seattle coffee.
I was expecting a grunge
So
beer.
it only ran for 1 season.
No, it's like 3 seasons.
Yeah, 'cause I remember watching it because I don't remember if they went to Philadelphia.
Yes, no, they did a
one
beer
of
with
yeah.
They did with Sly Fox?
I don't know if it was Sly Fox
Might have
or
been Sly
Yards,
Fox
but
or Victory.
also
Might
I
have been
might
Victory.
I might have an in with Sly Fox too.
Two
They-
Scottish brewers go around the world and accomplish various beer brewing challenges.
Yeah, they did one with I want to say it might have been Victory.
Yeah, I think it was either Victory or Yards.
Yeah, I'm
It was
pretty sure.
one- it was
I
one
think
of
it was
those two.
Victory. But yeah, they did Victory. They did one in North Carolina. They did one with Sam Adams. They did one with like I said, Seattle. They did one in like Colorado with Oscar Blues. They went with Stone. But
Fuck you, Stone.
but what they did with Stone, so like I guess Stone was opening a new brewery in Germany, and they did an anti-Reinheitsgebot beer. So like the German purity law, where beer can only be made of barley, hops, yeast, and water, they did like the exact opposite. Like their liquid was like cucumber puree, or like it was like cucumber water.
So they
like,
made the anti-German beer.
yeah, like they pressed a bunch of cucumbers to get the liquid for the water, and then they used like some kind of it wasn't a hop, it was something similar to a hop. It was crazy. And then they wild fermented it.
Sorry for the people who don't like that noise. I'm gonna go light pour.
This one's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like it's like a hot day.
Yeah.
Like
Anyone want to read this one off?
That doesn't taste anything like a daiquiri.
No.
It is the Karakara Daiquiri.
So it's a sour wheat ale with Karakara orange puree and key lime puree. That's all we get. It is 5.2%, and it's a fruited Berliner.
And this is from Yule's Brewing Company, which is out of it's Colorado, Boulder, Colorado.
Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah, they have made 107 beers. They average a 3.97, so they're right there for a overall 4.0 brewery. All right, let's see how we go here. I'm like at the point where I'm like, I have such bad acid reflux that I eat nothing but sweet sauce pizza and drink soda and beer for all fucking weekend. Dude, I drank so much yesterday. I had 2 podcasts I went live in, and the first guest, he's a fan of Bangin beers, Taylor. He brought like 4 beers and we drank those. And then the next show we drank a few more craft beers, and I had like 4 or 5, like 4 Chetties. And then I had a few more Chetties as I was editing it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking hammered. And I fell asleep so early, and I woke up again at like 2:30 in the morning and stayed up till like 4, and then fell asleep back upstairs watching Batman animated series movies. Yeah, so that first beer I for full disclosure, I woke up today at 1:45. My dad got here 3 minutes after I put pants on. I have not eaten, and I just started drinking. So this is my breakfast, and I'm already hammered. I'm feeling it. All right. I almost scored this already.
I give it a 3. Nothing crazy.
It's so citrusy.
Yeah.
It's not that good. It's
Three-
not
it-
bad.
it-
not
it's
good.
very.
I don't really get.
orange. I'm
I guess
getting a
I'm
lot
the
of
odd
orange.
man out. I give it a 3.7. I like it.
It's vegan friendly, by the way.
No. So if you say that, then 3.2.
I'm gonna go 3.
Well, what beer is not vegan friendly other than like Guinness?
There are. Well, yeah, a lot of them
Guinness
are.
has some kind of like fish. bladder
I'm
thing or
not a
something.
huge fan. I love orange juice, but I don't like anything outside of orange juice as orange flavored things. If that's weird, is that weird?
It tastes
to
kind
say?
of like Tang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like Tang. Orange flavored things I'm not a fan of. Yeah, I won't really let on that pour. This next one,
Also orange.
also orange. Is this another Genberry thing?
Probably.
I think it's Genberry. Is
I
that
would
supposed to be Rick?
Oh, this is one of the ones you gave me too. You gave me that one and that one.
Yeah. I think this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be Rick Gasly on the cover on the can? The never gonna give you up guy.
No, I don't think so. It's called Mandarin Velvet.
I'm thinking it's just a regular
Yeah, I think it's just supposed to be a fancy bartender.
soda jerk, so to speak.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, like a okay. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
like an old like soda hop guy.
All right. So we were gonna have a Mandalorian beer, but we passed on it to have this Mandaranian, whatever the hell, Velvet.
I mean, technically, it's not too late to quick switch out the.
No, we're gonna keep all those for an episode. I think that's good to keep them all together. Introducing the Mandaranian, whatever, Velvet milkshake style IPA Indian Pale Ale.
Mandarina.
Sorry, you said it.
Mandarina Velvet.
Mandarina Velvet.
Mandalorian Velvet.
Mandalorian Velvet milkshake IPA, brewed with tangerine, blood orange, mandarin, Bavarian hops, vanilla, lactose. This bright, I feel like Neb right now. I'm in the Neb territory. This bright and hazy velvet is rich with citrus, bringing the taste of summer sunshine to the cold, drab winter months. With a touch of lactose, you are left satisfied with an orange creamsicle sensation. Not a fan. Actually, that vanilla snort orange creamsicle beer was really fucking good, and I don't even like orange flavored things. Where we at here? By further using the Bavarian hops, they're also known for the punch of citrus taste notes. It is the Mandarin season runs from mid-November through the early February, making this perfect time to add citrus and beloved velvet recipe. This is a 7.4 beer here, boys. Oh, that last one is so.
This tastes like an orange Julius.
It does. Yeah.
I'm gonna go light pour again.
It's not bad at all. This
No,
was actually
it's
pretty
not.
good.
It is pretty good.
I know. I'm like up to here already. I feel like I'm alone. I'm gonna eat.
Well, we got this left.
Oh man, I should not end it with that. We should have started with the orange beers.
This one tastes like an
Oh,
orange Julius. I go
yeah,
to 3.5
it does.
on this one.
Yeah.
It's
Same.
like it's a good novelty, but like I couldn't drink a lot of them, but it's solid. It's like orange creamsicle.
No, that's good. I don't like like I said, I don't like orange flavor thing, but that's pretty tasty. I'll go. What'd you say? 3 what?
5.
I'm gonna go 3.25. Level 90 in taster, please. Because I check everything on the show as tasters, so I'm up to level 90. I do a lot of flights. Brewery Pioneer, level 55. This beer is, I guess, let's see. I had a beer from 275 different breweries. Try 5 more different breweries till hit level 56. And then shake it up level 5. Milkshake IPAs. That's what I just got with all these. All right. We'll start with you, Andrew. What do you got?
I'm gonna go 3.25. I don't love it, but it's solid. It's a good novelty beer. It tastes like an Orange Julius. It's nice orange cream flavor.
Oh man, we're so deep on this rabbit hole. Bill,
I went with the 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Bob,
I also gave it a 3.5.
3.5. I went also 3.25. All right, let's do what we do here. Beer of the night.
Oh, we got to do the post.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the P Diddy bottle. I'm so full with beer. I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. I had to make room. Sometimes all these different flavored beers for me, it's just not a good fucking combination. I really enjoy this. I do. I really do. Who's Anchor? Anchor.
Anchor Brewing, just Anchor.
Not to be mistaken with the Anchor who provides us the streaming platform service that we use here, anchor.com at anchor.fm. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give this one a 3.75. I really enjoyed. I appreciate you bringing it, Bob. Maybe shouldn't have put it on this episode because we're fucking so deep already in this journey.
I go 3.5 on it. It's a nice winter warmer.
Yeah.
It would be great to have this bottle around the holidays.
We should have waited for.
So
the
I think
holidays.
the when this comes out next year, I might grab one for Christmas Eve at my mom's if we get back to normal next year.
I'm gonna probably grab a bottle if I can find it for Christmas time for the podcast.
Yeah.
Because Bob brought 2020 and we're gonna bring 2021. I would say out of all of 2020, this is the coolest thing that came out of it so far. This is coronavirus in a bottle, but not with the disease.
Not the actual disease.
Not the
but
actual
just,
disease, but it was very tasty. I gave it 3.75. So everyone score? What'd you give?
I'm gonna give that a 4. I like it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a good winter sipper.
I gave it a 3.8.
Oh, you're flexing. You're
I'm
flexing.
flexing
You're
again.
flexing your
I'm flexing again.
beer of the night. Bob, we'll start with you.
Lord likes the pine trees best of all his trees.
There you go.
I agree.
Oh, you're scratching a little bit. Sorry. What do you think?
Well, I would like to vote for the one that I brought.
I'm with you for. I would say my beer of the night would be the other one, but I'll agree with the team. I think this is a good beer. We'll go second place. I think we're both on the same page. We're gonna go Sleepy Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Sleepy Giant's gonna be number 2.
It's just wild that it's as high of a percent as it is, and it doesn't drink it.
And it's
Like,
got a doggo on it.
Yeah.
You can't
And
go-
collab episode.
yeah, and they work together. Brew
Yeah,
Dog.
seriously,
and Vinegar.
there's an episode so I guess one of the things back in the day is they would ferment their beers on the roof of a building, like in like a tub basically, and that's what they did with their episode.
Interesting.
They have the trendy thing now is to call them cool ships, but like
That's what it's called. Yes, cool ship.
when if you do traditional European farmhouse ales or lambics, all that is open wild fermentation, and so it's crazy. Some of that stuff has gotten like so specific to the brewery
Yeah, and like just the area it came from.
that like because there was actually, I wish I could remember the name of the brewery, but they've been around for a couple hundred years, and they had to do some reconstruction on the building, including the fermentation area, and then they started having problems with the beer because the yeast actually like lives in the building.
Yeah.
It was so concentrated that when they tore part of the wall down and put a new one in, there wasn't enough of the yeast left alive
Did you
to
read
make
this?
the beer the
Did you
same.
read this when you went off? It's the 46th annual
Yep.
special ale. That's
I think I read
crazy.
that at the beginning. Yeah.
46th annual. Holy fuck.
This is actually, this brewery is a lot of people credit Anchor with the beginning of the craft
Yeah.
beer
Yeah,
revolution in America.
I remember.
This was
Anchor
like
Steam Brewing.
Yep.
like a Kyers or a Yingling or whatever, and they hit really hard times. They were so poor that at the end, they were actually making their beer with baker's yeast instead of brewer's yeast because they couldn't afford it.
Holy
And
fuck.
I wish I could remember the gentleman's name, and he bought the brewery and turned it around. And
And where are they at?
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
See,
San Francisco.
I have to give him credit, so I'm going to Google it. But,
Yeah.
I can remember the first anchor steam that I had.
Yeah, it's in that
I
clear
was
bottle,
out
brown
at my
ale, I think.
I was out at my aunt's in Huntington Beach, California. We went to an Angels game, and I wanted to get a beer. So I was looking at the beer list, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll have an anchor steam," and then that's my first anchor steam. Was
Nice.
that there were like it was a choice of like that Tecate, Miller Lite,
Yeah.
like, and I'm like,
Frederick Lewis Maytag bought it in 1965.
does he have any relation to the washing machine company?
I'm pretty sure he does, actually.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. I want to pitch to you guys as possible, like maybe for Patreon, or we could do it for an actual episode. So you know how like Not Cool in High School and Bang and Truth Behind Illusion, we come up with a topic,
Yeah.
and then we research a topic and we kind of present it like with notes, and like we do the history of something. Is that something that you guys would be interested in doing, like on your
Yeah.
on your
That'd
off
be cool.
days,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
finding the history of like a brewery and like
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
like
gonna-
one of the features we could like,
Or
actually
even, like-
research the brewery.
or even like a beer
like the style.
in
Yeah.
general, and bring
Like-
ones of that style.
Like it's cool. Like the whole reason IPAs exist is because hops are preservative, and to get them around the
That's
fucking
there was
Cape
no
of New
Suez.
Hope all
Yeah,
back
'cause-
to
yeah,
India.
'cause- yeah,
That's how they preserve them. They just hop the
Yeah.
fuck out of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was actually because everything it was to supply the British Army in India.
Yeah.
And like you said, there was no Suez Canal then. Everything
Yeah.
went by sail ship,
Yeah, all
completely
around the
all
Horn
the
of
way
Africa.
around Africa and back up the other side.
Yeah. So
And the beer would always arrive spoiled.
Yeah.
So they started to overhop it, and a lot of people don't realize it back then, but like if you joined the British or even the American Army or whatever, it wasn't like you just joined and you were in for 3 years. And
yeah,
like if you enlisted in the army back then, you were in for like 10 or 20
life.
years. And that's the only beer you get for 30 years. Well, you freaking get used to that.
yeah.
And even when the modern stuff started to come into play, it's not anymore. But at one time, the British Army and Navy were the masters of the world. They were huge.
Yeah.
And you have a couple million people back home, and that's the only beer they had for 30 years. There's going to be a demand for it because when they
Yeah.
you retire, you go back home, or even if you stay where you are.
Well, it's
Yeah.
cool because like that, like where some cocktails came from, like gimlets. Gimlets came from British sailors because they would have like their gin ration, and they would give them lime juice to fight scurvy because of the vitamin C. So that's how a gimlet came about. Gin and tonics, same deal. Like they had like a gin ration, and they
Like,
put the
we're gonna heal you, but also get you
they put
fucked
the
up.
quinine in there because the quinine fought against malaria. So like the British, like whatever doing in Africa, that's how gin and tonics came about.
Nice.
So,
So
it's crazy where some things come from.
So
lack
what
of
I would
necessity.
challenge you guys is maybe start doing a research topic now, and then by the time you get enough of your research topic done, we can all kind of swing it. Now the funny thing for the show is obviously when you get halfway through, you're gonna be kind of fucking and getting you fucking, you know what I mean, like you know what I'm saying. But I think it'd be cool to kind of do research of like the history of the beer or find a story based on something alcohol related. And if you want to get fancy and do like a supernatural, like this brewery's haunted, and we can talk about it, like
haunted brewery,
yeah,
or like
I'm sure there's gotta be.
Finch with the that they opened in like an old Navy yard.
Yeah.
And the Navy Club had they saw this creature, which they called the Finch,
Mhm.
which was a large-eyed bird that they saw, just like a humongous large-eyed bird they just saw
Yeah.
like in the water, and then
Yeah.
that became the
So we'll rotate every episode, and we'll do this when we come after we come back. So
Yeah,
we'll have a nice
that'd
little
be cool.
break. We'll come back. We'll do a normal episode as if we did it normally with my brother when we have like our trip beers plus what you brought for the other place, and then starting in June, we'll do like if we're not on location talking to a brewery where they would give us their history, we'll incorporate that into our episodes. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's
Sweet.
that's the challenge, and then that's gonna be the change of Bangin' Beers coming into the future. Is we're gonna maybe beer history, maybe a little bit of the history of this brewery, and
we
stuff like
are
that.
going to do our homework.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna do some homework, and then we're gonna drunk explain to you.
Like drunk
Drunk-
history about beers.
Drunk splain.
Yeah, we're gonna
Drunk
explain.
splain,
Lucy, you
and
got some drunk splaining to do.
could we do a book it program where we'll be bringing however many topics, then we get a free
personal
pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, you bring so many topics and I'll order a pizza for you guys. We'll
right.
have pizza parties. There's nothing boosts morale at a shitty job like a pizza party.
Like a pizza party.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
They're like, oh, we're working you super hard and not paying you enough. Here's a
your,
pizza party.
Hey, here's some
Those are-
pizzas. There's some hamburgers and hot dogs.
your valued contribution to the company's success is worth $1.25.
Yeah, you have made us
Here you
$4 million. Instead of us paying you, here's pizza.
party.
Yeah. Or here's a hot dog.
Or
Hot dog pizza.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hot dog pizza.
hot dog pizza. Fabulous. We don't have that problem.
No, we actually get some good shit at
We
American
get
Yeah,
really
we
good shit.
yeah
They
we
have
we
kielbasa
do.
pizza at the tap.
What?
Yeah,
kielbasa pizza.
they call it a Polish pie. Yeah.
Hell
Polish pie.
yeah.
I'm a little
There's
salty.
pierogi pies at some places. Like
I'm a little salty with the Polish right now. Have you seen what's been going on over there?
Well, they're gonna be messed up for a while.
Oh,
I mean, but that's everywhere in Eastern Europe where there's a big, and being under Soviet domination for the last 40 or 50 years before they all became free again. Didn't help that scene any.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, in Poland, they had like their first LGBTQ like rally,
Oh yeah.
and all of like what they would deem as their right wing and their like conservatives stormed and just kicked the shit at everybody, like beat them up for being gay essentially. And the police were just like,
I mean, but that's like in Russia.
Russia, good luck.
Putin made it a crime to be gay.
Yeah.
it's disgusting. And like,
So that's what drives me nuts when people are like, "Oh, America's so terrible."
it's like,
Like fucking good luck elsewhere, buddy.
yeah, like try to be in Poland right now. Like,
we may have had a president that was relatively terrible, but it doesn't mean that as
Yeah,
a
but
whole,
even
as a
so,
whole, the
like,
country is
but-
terrible.
regardless of the Trump shit, like the thing, like I am not a Trump supporter.
we still have a democracy.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, what drove me nuts about Trump is everyone calling Trump a fascist, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Trump may suck, or you may not agree with Trump, or he's an asshole, whatever, but just the fact that you can call Trump a fascist means that Trump's not a fascist.
Yeah.
Because
But-
if you were in another country where you're doing that shit, you'd be fucking loaded up onto a train and never seen again.
Which is super
Like
sad.
China.
Yeah. I mean, like the stuff that I've seen in Poland recently, I was like, it's heartbreaking.
No, I mean it's the thing. It's just those
Like women
can't-
went to protest the right to like wherever you lie on the field when it comes to abortion, right? So these women went to like protest the right to have choice, to at least have choice. Not to say that we want to do it all the time, but this is our choice. And literally a bunch of men stormed the street and beat the fuck out of these women, and the police watched. I was like, fuck,
That's
man.
why I'm like, people like complain about America, but like, good luck elsewhere. Come on, seriously.
yeah. I mean, listen,
I mean, maybe with the exception of Canada, because
Canada, they don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, who's Canada?
yeah,
They're so friendly up there.
yeah.
But like, everyone makes it out like this country's so fucking terrible. But
Yeah.
half the shit you can do because you're here. If you do it anywhere else, you're never gonna get heard from again.
Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad world we live in. I just want everyone to have a fair shake. That's just all I want. I want everyone to have a free opportunity.
I
But,
treat everyone with respect as an individual.
Yeah,
Like if you're a piece of shit, I fucking don't like you.
yeah. I don't give.
I
a
don't
fuck
care what
color.
you do, what color you are, what you like, anything. I'm like, if you're a decent person, fucking have at it.
Yeah, well, I don't care what color you are or how you have an orgasm. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to sum it up. I don't care your color or how you.
Unless you're like fucking like your kid or something. Then
yeah, if you're fucking
then
kids,
fuck
go
that
fuck
shit.
yourself. Yeah,
they're
you can go fuck
fucking
yourself.
get murdered.
Okay, and on that note,
On that note,
we'll see
you're-
you in 3 weeks.
when
Straight
you're-
death to pedophiles. Just do that.
Yeah,
That's
when
okay.
you're
I think everyone can agree with that.
yeah.
Yeah, you just made me think of something.
we'll hold off here. What's Bob got? Bob's been coming out of his shell lately, and I fucking love it. We're slowly breaking him down. He's like, all right, I'm gonna come out of my show more.
I mean, also to be fair, we had what, like 12 beers?
Yeah, we're fucking hammered. We're like, we're gonna solve the world's problems drunk. Read out loud for the class.
It occurs to me that every state has a database of sex offenders that does absolutely nothing for anyone, but there is no database for serially violent cops. Which would you rather pay for?
Oh, I
Oh,
agree.
here's the response.
Database of sex offenders that no one absolutely does nothing for no one. The sound like something a sex offender would say, and it's
And then there's a screenshot of the guys from the original post is registered on the Virginia sex offender.
Oh yeah, the guy who posted it's on a sex offender list.
Oh man, irony. The irony. I'm choking on it. Yeah, we're not going to save the world's problems being hammered. We're just talking out of our ass at this point. Thank you for joining Bangin Beers podcast, hanging out with us. Patreon episode. If you want to support the Patreon, it's $5 a month. You get these episodes ahead of time. If you don't, I understand too. We do have some t-shirts available. You can buy some t-shirts. You can really support us. The biggest thing is please give us feedback. If you're a brewery and you watch this and you like what we do, message us. I'm looking at you, Willow. You're like, oh, we've been listening for a while. We would have never known. Show us some love. I'm going to be honest. As someone who's a critic content, maybe I do have a little bit of an ego. Maybe I am kind of a fucking narcissist when it comes to this. But like, we don't know if we're doing a good job if you don't tell us.
Well, no, it's more. Yeah, it's more so like,
Or if you want to collaborate.
if you want to be on the show, please message us. Like we have a bunch of breweries we want to talk to, but if you're gonna make the move, like if you want to be on the show and you make the move, that just makes everything easier for everybody.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, hey, I watch you guys, love your content, love to have you down the brewery, just tell us. Because
And
like
we won't get this drunk.
there's 7,000 breweries within a fucking 100-mile radius, and it's like it's hard to nail down where we're gonna go.
Yeah,
So like,
Ask.
yeah, like if you want to be on, let us know, please.
And here's the thing.
Because you're probably on our list anyway.
You're 100% on our list. If you, another thing too, is we're looking to do the bus thing.
Yeah.
Right. So if we come to your thing and you give us 15, 20 minutes to come and just talk to you as an owner or as someone and just give you a couple minutes, we have the capability of bringing a bus full of fucking people to come to your business and give you some money.
And there is also always a relatively easy loop to do.
Yeah.
Like, to get us
Yeah,
from
3 or 4. Yeah.
from where we start and go north.
I don't know about all that.
No, well, I'm just
Because
saying.
if we
like,
drink
head,
at one
like,
brewery and then like, hey, we're gonna go to another and record another episode, we're gonna be fucked.
I'm just more thinking like in general to bring people to the
Yes.
brewery,
Yes.
like
do,
to
do
do,
the episode at the first stop so we're all coherent, and then
Yes.
and then,
and then
continue
the other
on.
ones just be. Ooh, what about an episode of the first and the last, and then vote on which episode is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then at last breweries gonna be like, we got them at their drunkest. But no, that's with
That might be the most fun episode.
Yeah,
It might be,
all I have
because
to say
we're
is,
just-
we're all gonna be nebs. Like, welcome to Neb Podcast. No, but
we like beer good, end episode.
beer good, give me more beer.
but no, that is something we want to start doing. Is we want to create the Bangin Beer Podcast bus, and we have a friend who's willing to do that.
More than willing.
We're gonna spray paint the side of his bus. Oh, we're not. We're gonna get a magnet.
Bus.
Maybe we can get a magnet. We can
Yeah,
slap
like
it
a
on the
big
side.
ass magnet. And then we cover the bus in stickers from the breweries that we were at.
Ooh, I don't think he'll go for that.
Oh, he'll go for it if we give him enough money. Like $3, he'll be all right.
Can we
Like-
cover all the season your bus with sticker, like the roof?
Yeah, the roof.
It'll
Hey,
cover-
it could be a thing.
That would be fucking fun.
It would be.
Do you think we can cut like a section of the back seats out and make it like a table and chairs, and we could hook up the podcast in the bus?
I don't see why not.
I mean,
I'm sure he could be
physically,
convinced.
yeah. I mean, he does have a lot of buses,
He
so
does.
maybe.
Well, he'll dedicate one to us.
I think he does. He has more buses than one person should own.
Yeah.
And
So
vans and everything.
Yes.
But that's I really want to do that. Now that we're going back to 100% capacity, people are vaccinated. People are doing it the right way. We just fill up a bus and we go to a brewery and help these businesses who've been struggling.
And like we could pull the bus up out front and then they know that we're there. And then
Dude, I love
that's
it. And we can like hang our tapestry out the
Yeah.
window
bag
towards
of
like
beer bus.
Yeah.
fucking
bag of beer.
love it.
And then anyone that's in there that wants to come in and get it. Well, I mean, there
The only
should be a vetting process.
Yeah,
like a pre-interview with somebody
yeah.
to make sure that you're not fucking insane.
But what I want to do is, you have to come drink with us. And if you can't handle 4 beers without fucking pissing yourself or acting like a psychopath, we're not bringing you.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
two beers in and you're a projectile vomiter.
Yeah, we want you to come because at the end of the day, if you're getting on the bus, you're representing us, even though you're not part of us. Because if we're bringing you to like 4 or 5 breweries and you can't handle yourself, you're not coming back ever again. Because like we're bringing our name and we want to support business, and obviously drinking is a good time, but you have to also drink responsibly. and not be a lush and an idiot.
Yep.
And that's even the thing about craft beer in general. Like it's quality over quantity. So like you're not necessarily doing it to get drunk. It happens a lot, but
Like I'm drunk right
generally not on purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm drunk right now. And I'm at the point where I would be like, I'm gonna, after we wrap here, I'm gonna drink a couple waters. We're gonna relax, get some food, and we're gonna relax, and then go from there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I hit my limit. But that's what we want to do with the bus. I think it'd be a good time. And if you want to be the first brewery who enters our bus trip, let's do it. Let's figure it out and let's get it done. Like we have so many different locations we go to. We can go to the Maryland area, the New York area, Jersey. You know, like our bus driver.
well, I mean, even realistically, the Maryland area, we could hit.
Yeah, there's plenty of places in Maryland and New Jersey that you can
The Guinness
be
brewery.
sitting down in a brewery in less than 2 hours.
And the only thing we would charge, and I want to say this right now, it's if we charge you to get on the bus, the podcast is not making a dime of it. It all goes to the guy who's driving us. That's how we're going to operate it. We're not making any money as a podcast because we're not here to make money. If you want to buy a t-shirt, cool, that helps us. We get like $4 or $2 a t-shirt. It's really nothing extravagant. If you give us $5 on Patreon, we're probably getting $1.50 because Patreon takes the fees. Like we're not really making a lot of money and we're not looking to make a lot of money. Our whole goal is to put over the people who make the product. So if we get there, we're going to pay our bus driver because he's the one who's willing to drive a bunch of drunk idiots to a brewery and multiple breweries. And then when we get there, we're going to pay, like our ticket is paying for his meal to hang out and enjoy himself. And not be drunk. And then when you get to the brewery, our cost to get on the bus will be low, so you can still buy beers when you get to the place and buy merchandise
and food
really
and
food
yeah.
and really pump that business up with money that they would have needed. But I think that'd be a cool thing to do is get the bus together. I think we should do the Allentown area first,
yeah.
like Macabre and Brew Daddy and all that.
McCall.
What did I say?
Macabre.
McCall, Brew Daddy.
McCall, Brew Daddy.
Macabre is the new metal
You
brewery.
said cream corn, yeah.
The cream corn beer, yeah.
Funk.
Yeah. Like I think that'd be a cool like first trip and then we do like the Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg.
Maybe not start at Weyerbacher.
No.
We end there.
We end at
and
Weyerbacher.
Weyerbacher ends everybody's day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
if
weird.
you start there, it's over because like I don't think they brew anything under 8%.
Yeah.
And
Weyerbacher.
And all these places we would contact like, hey, we're gonna come to your thing and but that would be really fun.
Like,
I that's what I've been looking forward the most for the podcast.
We're not gonna blindside them and just like show up.
Yeah. Andy's been pitching this for a while and I kind of blew him off and then I kind of went on my first bus trip. I'm like, this is doable.
Yeah.
It's a good time. But we're gonna end here. Bangin' Beers Podcast, Patreon, episode number 9. Like I said, feedback is super important. Let us
Hell
know
yeah.
about it. I can't see my mouse.
Do it, boy.
All right, we'll use it. We'll use this. Here's some Faith in Exile, aka Andy's band, and we'll see you guys next time. We're out of here.
Andy's Bandy.
Andy's bandy.